All right, let's move on. Let's go with Damian Harris. This will be more fun to talk about.
Yep.
This is our boy.
Yeah, great
14
3-game stretch he's just been on.
14 in standard, 16 in PPR, most likely 16 in half point.
Yeah, he's got 5 touchdowns in his last 4 games.
Yeah. I think they're finally figuring out this dude's good.
Yeah, he is. He's good.
He's good. And, I mean, he's still not seeing the targets, which we would really like to see a little bit more of, but he's starting to get some volume. The one thing that still bugs me, man, and we'll see how you feel about this, but he's still not seeing, like, every week the leading snap. Like, he doesn't lead, like, you know.
But he just destroys the rushing attempt wise. So that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's just weird to me, though. Like, I really wish that, again, because they're taking him out and putting in, I'm assuming, you know, the passing guy.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay. But I would rather just see Damian Harris get the passing work because he can do it. But 18 for 101 and 1, 14 for 106 and 2, 23 for 80 and 1. Those are great weeks.
Yes.
And we got Carolina and Cleveland coming up.
And he's got a mixed bag. Yeah, Carolina they're decent. Cleveland's good. Atlanta sucks. Tennessee sucks. Buffalo's good. Indy's good. Buffalo's good. Jacksonville sucks. Miami sucks. So it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, he's going to be very mixed. If you have him, he's definitely going to be more of a, you know, like start.
I mean, as
maybe
far as a guy,
on those good weeks and not play on those bads.
I mean, he's the 14th overall running back, and he has 10 receptions on the season. So that is kind of a throwback.
It's all value.
Yeah, it's a throwback. You don't see running backs like this anymore.
Yeah, but you know, definitely, like, he's just going to be kind of more of a start-stop kind of guy. Like,
he's just going to be a mid RB2 the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's not somebody I'm going to be targeting. I do love the kid. I wish they would utilize him better, but it's freaking New England, so what are you going to do about it? But he's not somebody I'm targeting, and if you're going to try and trade him, I don't feel like you're going to get much. Not right now.
I mean, you're not going to get it. If someone came to me with Damian Harris, I'd be interested.
Really?
I would.
Okay.
It all depends. I mean, if I was a Derrick Henry owner and just lost him, I'd be very interested in Damian Harris. I think he offers.
Would you rather go for Damian Harris or Darrell Henderson?
Darrell Henderson.
Okay.
Yes.
Leonard Fournette or Damian Harris?
Damian Harris for sure.
I would go Damian Harris over Fournette for sure. Okay.
I like that. Yeah. Next running back.
Yeah. And we'll talk about one of them later that I kind of took a stab at, and hopefully it'll work out. James Robinson.
Yep.
Again, was it not an ankle, foot injury. So I also have James Robinson in my redraft league. I almost lost both my starting running backs in the same week, so that would have been a freaking joy. 13th and both, and these first 2 weeks were garbage. This past week obviously wasn't very good, but that was because he was hurt and didn't really finish the game. But he had a 4-game stretch where I was like, dude, he's killing it. And what was so crazy is, like, I tried trading him a handful of times and nobody wanted him.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. So definitely shocked. Rest of the season, definitely got some stretches where it's, you know, this Buffalo, Indy, San Francisco stretch is a little rough.
Yes, it is. And then you have the Rams in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sandwiched around Atlanta, Tennessee, Houston, the Jets, New England.
Yeah. So he could championship
again,
weeks.
No, that Buffalo, Indy, San Francisco stretch, that sucks.
That's a bad stretch.
That sucks.
And that really stinks because that's my stretch moving forward without Derrick Henry.
Because he hasn't really played. I mean, the best run defense he's played so far is probably Seattle last week, but he left early, so you can't really count that game. Besides that, Cincinnati, and he did good. He also saw 18 carries, got in the end zone twice, saw 95% of the snaps in that game.
Yeah, I mean, when he was before the Seattle game, he was, you know, basically 18, 18, 17. So I love seeing that.
Yep.
And then he found the end zone, you know, 4 times in that 3-game stretch. And 4 games.
Yeah, he saw the end zone 5 times in 4 games.
Yeah, 5 times in 4 games. You know, and he was getting some receiving work in that Arizona game too. So I was like, yes. And then it kind of went away until Miami. But going rest of the season, man, I like it if he can come back and be healthy without this foot lingering.
Would you buy the injury dip right now? Hope it's just not a big deal at all, and just see if you can get him cheap.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Honestly, I think I'd rather just wait after that Buffalo, Indy, San Francisco stretch, because your trade deadline shouldn't be up by then, and then hopefully buy him after that San Francisco game.
Yeah, that's a good point. But when is the trade? I think trade deadline is week 12, right?
I think that just depends. Every league kind of sets it up a little differently.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on your trade deadline. But yeah, I do like James Robinson the rest of the season. And I was a proponent
nice that
of James.
You can hang your hat on that. He's going to see everything important.
Well, I was a huge fan of his, and that's why it really bugged me when they decided to go out and get Travis Etienne. I'm like, doesn't make sense. Yeah. So, and he's having a good season. I hope he comes back and we'll pray the rest of the season. So I really need him.
Yep.
Last guy we want to chat about, Michael Carter, man.
Yeah.
So this is the guy that I actually went out and got, luckily, prior to yesterday, and picked him up on the waiver wire.
Yeah, he's on my dynasty team as well.
And I didn't play him because
I played him in dynasty, but that's because rosters are deep and my dynasty team is garbage. Yeah. So.
But didn't think to play him. Had a great week.
Yeah.
But the thing that I want to talk about is the consistent increase each week that he's getting.
Yeah.
And not only receiving work, but just attempts as well.
The past 2 weeks, the receiving work is just
stupid,
outrageous. Like 23 targets in the past 2 weeks. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's not going to stay up there, but he's gotten in the end zone 3 of the past 4 weeks. I mean, he's definitely, he's good. His efficiency is finally getting up there. He's finally an efficient running back out there in the NFL.
Yeah. Well, I think they're finally giving him a chance too, man, because they're actually letting him run.
Yes.
It's because the one fear that I always had was he was just going to get passing work.
The thing, because it was a muddled running back group, Tevin Coleman just seems like he's just done. It's really just Ty Johnson and Michael Carter now.
Yep.
And yeah, like you said, the snap percentages have improved. The past 2 weeks, over 70%. The 2 weeks before that, over 50%. So that's what I've really been liking to see. The receiving bump's nice. But again, his schedule, he's got Indy and then Buffalo coming up week 9 and week 10. Miami doesn't scare me. Houston, great matchup. Philly's tough. New Orleans, tough. Miami, again, just going to play him again. Jacksonville's not tough. And then Tampa, week 17.
Yeah.
First, we need to talk about, is he like a weekly starter now? You just throwing him in your lineup now, even against like Indy?
Yeah, so I gotta play him this week. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do, rest of the season with not having Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
But he is in my lineup right now.
Yeah, in your situation, 100%.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping that they can figure out a way to have a good week, and I'm gonna have to figure out something on the trade deadline. But I can't see him being a starter rest of season. But I do think you need to have him on your bench because I think he can still give you quality
top
games.
20 running back so far on the season.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
21, whatever.
21 in standard, 20 in PPR.
Yeah, I like Michael Carter. I drafted him, I think, with the 8th overall pick in our Dynasty League this year.
You did.
Just taking the shot on he's going to be the best running back in this group. Right now it looks good. We just got to keep the volume coming. Keep the snap percentage.
Yeah, I mean, if they go into Indy and he gets similar volume, maybe not the passing work will be as high.
Passing
obviously.
Work is just ridiculous. 14 targets last week, 9 receptions for 95 yards.
Yeah, I mean, 10 yards.
He's
a
good pass catcher, but he's not Christian McCaffrey.
Right. But if he comes out and he gets, again, 70% of the snaps, 10 to 15 touches.
If he's getting like 15 rushing attempts a week and around 5 or 6 targets a week,
that's playable.
You'll be happy.
Yeah, that's playable. And if he can just find the end zone.
Yeah.
So,
which seems like that's his opportunity they're giving.
Yeah. Well, they really need him too, man. I mean,
and he was making plays last week against Cincy.
Dude, he looked good.
Yeah.
He looks really good.
Yeah.
We got anything else we want to add?
No.
All right, wide receiver. Thank you for watching the Fantasy Monsters on YouTube. If you liked today's episode, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel below. We also have a merch store we want you to check out with all new gear that we've got available. That'll be in the description. Also, if you want to see any past videos, you can check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching the Fantasy Monsters. We'll catch you next time.
Have a good one.